Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. Today I'm just going to be talking about NASCAR format because that seems like it's a big topic throughout the off season, and it probably will be knowing what happened. If you guys don't know what happened, basically Joey Logano won the championship after having a 17 place average finish, which is the worst in NASCAR history for a champion. He also only got into the round of 8 because Alex Bowman got disqualified 2 hours after the race. So I'm just going to kind of be talking on it here. I also want to apologize for not posting that many videos. I've just kind of not had the work ethic to just post that right now. I've been just kind of lazy. But I have been doing streams. Even one of my friends, Movement, he had a huge stream last night. They got like 1,000 views on it. And I was streaming last night also, and he actually pulled my stream on his stream. Um, for like it was like 2 minutes at max, but I found that pretty cool because he had like 200, 250, maybe it was like 250 or something people watching his stream at the time, which was kind of cool. I don't think it did much to my stream, but I did have my best stream so far um, on the channel. But now actually into the video. But basically, if anyone doesn't know how the format works, it basically is you have 16 drivers make it into the playoffs, either off of points or winning. Who knows? But the first three races, the bottom four in points without a win that have made the playoffs are out, and then the next three uh, races with 12 drivers. If you win a race, you're in. If you win one of those three races and you're in the playoffs, then you're into the next round. And the bottom 4 points that don't have a win get eliminated, and it goes like that until they get to the championship four. So when they have four people left, they do a one race showdown at Phoenix, which it is right now. It might go to Homestead later, like 2 seasons from now, but basically, then it's just whoever finishes the highest wins. Um, until I want to say 2023, it was basically had to win the race because that's what the champion did. They won the race in that format, but then Chastain won. Then Chastain won last year. He won the race, but not the championship because Blaney won the championship. But yeah, the last 2 years have had I'm pretty sure the two worst average finishes of a champion, with Blaney at like 13 something, and now Logano at 17. Which Blaney's, I was mad because it basically Byron kind of he deserved it and he didn't get it. Which Byron, if you don't know, is my favorite driver. But this one, I was more mad just for the fact that Logano shouldn't have been in. I didn't necessarily like it. Like, I don't hate Logano. I don't like a lot of stuff that he does, but I don't hate him. And him winning the championship with being like this bad over the season is insane. I didn't necessarily like Blaney either. Like him winning the championship because it just didn't feel right. He was also kind of okay throughout the season, but I was more of a fan of like obviously Byron or like Reddick. Lawson probably should have won it, but he didn't even make the next round because yeah. But now I'm not like dissing the format. I'm just kind of like saying my opinion on it and what I think needs to change. First of all, I want to go into the changes. I think because we're 4 minutes in, I've just been kind of rambling on. But basically, I think obviously, just like a lot of other people, you shouldn't be able to decide a champion in one race. At least make it three at minimum. At least, ideally, it's like 5 or 10 races, but it really depends. I also don't like winning you in. That's just my personal opinion, but that's a lot of people's opinions too. It's just there's so much stuff that can happen in a race that ends up making someone in. Like, for example, Harrison Burton. I love Harrison Burton. He's one of my favorite drivers, but he should have not been in the playoffs at all. He was like 34th in points. It was amazing to see him win because that's cool. He got the Wood Brothers the 100th win. He got his first in a season where he doesn't know what he's doing next season. Jeff Burton was up in the booth, his dad, when he got to when he won. So that was cool. That should have been what we were talking about. Harrison Burton getting his first win and Wood Brothers getting the 100th. But instead, we were like, oh, now he's in the playoffs. But now he takes away a spot from like Kyle Busch or like someone else like that. That yeah, Kyle Busch, Chastain, Busher, the guys that deserved it. And it's like, oh, well, I don't like that now. And now another thing I want to say to add on to this is just I I also don't like how many people they allow in. I know it's probably for sponsor stuff. They just you want to make your sponsors happy, but I feel like it comes to a point where the playoffs just start becoming illegitimate. Um, well, not illegitimate, but like the first elimination round, it would be more interesting if it wasn't the guys that we knew were gonna get eliminated. Like, because you have guys that like just lucked into a win, um, that are the guys that basically eliminating the round of 16, and it's basically a pointless round because it's guys that were mediocre throughout the season or guys that like barely got a win because they just lucked into it, which eh, like I don't. It just makes that round pointless. It makes it like cool. It was a little interesting, but it it's guys that we already knew were gonna be eliminated at some point within the next two rounds. And then like yeah. In the round of 12, I find that more interesting because it's like it's it gets to the point where it's actually kind of like interesting. Cause like for example, Logano. I actually want to say Logano on this because Logano before the huge wreck at Talladega, he was like 14 above, I think, and after the wreck, he was 13 below. Like that's a huge change. There was so many guys like right there, and because in such a the parity that was it was good because it was interesting. You had like Elliott on the bubble, Reddick was on the bubble. You had Agano, like past champions on the bubble. That's cool. Congratulations, you made it interesting there, and that's great. It's cool, but I just don't like how Logano made it in, because it just kind of like sucked. And especially the way he won Vegas was a fuel saving race, which is another reason why winning you probably shouldn't be there. Is because you can just fuel save into a race win. I know Logano got the win fair and square. Yes, saving is a part of racing. I've never hated saving at all. I've actually kind of liked it. It's a different strategy, but when you have winning you in, you have guys that like try to save when they're like in 14th place, like Logano was. He was actually I think like 11th or 12th, but 14th place. I don't care. And yeah, he saves and makes it and steals a win from Bell. Think of it. Bell would have been in if he got that win. He dominated the race. And then, yeah. And Bell had a good round. If it wasn't for um all the shenanigans that happened at Monzo and just him having a bad race at Monzo, Bell would have been comfortably in. It's just like, yeah, he should have already been in. And yeah, it sucks. It sucks that way. I don't like it, but yeah, I'm not saying whatever, whatever. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much most of the stuff. I would personally rather a chase. I would like a 10-man chase, 12-man chase. It just makes it more like I know when Jimmy Johnson had like the format figured out and that stuff, and Penske's probably still gonna be doing good. But at least you get a more deserving champion. Like when Johnson won his championships in the chase format, it wasn't like he wasn't a top 5 driver all season. he just wasn't the best a couple of those seasons. Like 2007, Gordon was better than him. But you want to know why Johnson was able to do good? Why he won the championship? Because he figured out the last time races. It wasn't like he was the no 10th best car all season, and then randomly out of nowhere he just picks up speed and goes. No, he was like a top 5 driver that season, and ends up walking with the championship. At least we get more deserving than a 17th best driver all season winning the championship. That just, to me, just doesn't seem right. And I think a lot of the fan base kind of shares that opinion. Um, yeah, like 2010 also. Johnson was one of the better drivers that season. He wasn't the best. Harvick was, but he still got it. Um, and yeah, it's just like, yeah, NASCAR is too busy trying to manufacture Game 7 moments, which we have had, like the hell melon. But when you try to manufacture them, they don't seem as amazing as how they should seem because it's manufactured. We were put in this situation basically. It's like instead of it being like I don't know how to I don't know how to say it, but like it's just it's manufactured and it doesn't seem uh as special because it's like that every season. And when you see it so much times, it just kind of gets like, oh, that's the normal, or like, oh, that's cool, but eh. Like what happened at Monzo was just terrible. That was bad. I didn't like my job being a part of that, but in general, that was bad. I didn't. I it was a good race that got affected by stuff that a lot of people don't like. A lot of people like me don't like, and yeah. There are some people that do like the format, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I'm not saying the format is um. I'm not saying the format is absolutely horrendous, but it's not good, and we need a change. NASCAR has hinted at a change, so hopefully we will get that change. But anyways, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Goodbye.